I laid in bed thinking I wanted to get a sunrise shot, and I almost missed it because I laid there a little too long. I could go all the way to the top, but I don't like it. The colors of the sunrise and the sunset out here sometimes are just absolutely stunning. I very rarely get to capture much of it. So this morning, when I saw that the colors were coming up, I wanted to capture just a little bit. I hope it looks good on camera like it did in person. You remember in the video with Luke and his golf cart where I mentioned that we were the people with the weedy fence? This fence here? Well, that can't stay weedy for the farm day, so part of my chore for today is to get all those weeds off the fence line. Last night I was out here with the mower, so that part looks better, but that's gonna take some work. But before we get too busy with all the tools and getting sweaty and dirty, let's go check out the garden and see how that's doing. The ducks are gonna be loud in the background because I haven't taken care of them yet this morning. They're screaming at me. Let's take a look at the gardens real quick. All those seeds that I planted, not all of them came up, but I'll show you what did. We have some carrots and a lot of weeds here. Most of this is just weeds, but we do have some carrots. In this bed over here where I had put a bunch of beet seeds in, I don't think I got any beets to come up, just a few weeds there. The carrots here have done pretty well. Most of the seeds over here didn't work either. Looks like I got one here that's a kohlrabi or a kale or something. But mostly my attempt at just throwing seeds into the garden in these mulch beds didn't work out too well. The beautiful thing about Texas is that I probably still have time in the season that if I wanted to get some plants, I could go ahead and put them in and get something out of this season. We're gonna trim the fence line. You got your loppers?
Yes.
Okay.
Over there?
We're gonna go up front. Mama's cleaning up that fence line. Part of the challenge with this fence line are these tall ragweed plants. They call them giant ragweed. They grow up right in the fence line and they're hard to cut off with the weed whacker. And they grow really fast, so they fill the fence line up really fast. All right, Luke, show us how we cut them out. There you go. Now pull that thing out of there.
I'm a big boy.
You are a big boy. Very good. We got to do that all the way down this fence line. Always take the time to talk to neighbors. Relationships, real life relationships, are more important than the work that you have to do or whatever the task is for the day. Now I know it's hard to get interrupted sometimes, but if a neighbor makes the effort, take a few minutes to look them in the eye, shake their hand, and let them know you care. Luke's bringing his golf cart out so we can load all this trash, all the weeds that we took off the fence, and we're gonna take it into the goat pen. When working on the fence line here in Texas, like a lot of places, there are certain risks. There's ants, which is why Luke went to change his shoes and put his boots on. And there's also wasps, snakes, and any other little critters. While the neighbor was standing and talking to me, I noticed a wasp nest, and I want to show you what that looks like. If I would have cut that plant without noticing those wasps, I would have had a lot of stingers all over me. Now we take it into the goats.
What do we do?
We're taking it to the goats.
Which way?
Turn right. Those trees right there need cleaned out too, because we're hoping to ride the horse through there. There's the goats. They see it's coming. I bet they know that there's stuff for them to eat. That's good right there. Looks like Maggie likes ragweed too. All of this is going in there. All right, Luke, you ready to go do the front? We got to do the inside of the fence.
Yes.
Is that okay with you, Maggie? I got one fruit tree growing on the fence line. It's a volunteer tree, and I'm going to keep it and see what it is. Based on the leaves, it's not my peach or nectarine. It's not my apple. It's not the wild apple. Definitely not persimmon. Well, there's a match. That is the wild plum tree. I have another one over here. Now, how did that one get clear over there on the fence line? I haven't actually had any fruit on these yet, so it can't be a seed, or at least I haven't seen any fruit come on here, so I don't think it would be a seed that dropped over there. Is it possible that the roots of this plum tree went all the way across the orchard and grew up on the fence line? It seems very unlikely. Most of the time when trees grow on fence lines, it's because a bird has plucked a seed or a fruit and they've dropped it on the fence line, either out of their mouth or they've digested it and they've dropped their droppings right at the fence while they're sitting on the fence. Here's another reason to have chickens. This girl here killed herself a rattlesnake. Good girl. Oh, I took a good long break. It was getting hot out here. I was feeling a bit exhausted from the heat. I'm going to take you up and show you what we did on the fence row. It's not perfect. It's not a perfectly tidy fence row, but it looks a lot cleaner and a lot more presentable for people who like things a little cleaner and more presentable. It was a lot of effort to get the grass out of the bottom because it gets stuck up in that wire, but we got quite a bit of it out. You can see my one little fruit tree that's growing volunteer. Another thing that I told you earlier that I had to do was clear out some of the branches here so that we could ride the horse through here. So I did that with the chainsaw. Now I just got to clean up my mess. This truck is not real pretty, but it is a fine little farm truck. It runs, it carries a good load. That's a 7-foot long bed, and it's never quit on me. Luke, are you going to try to drive it? Good job. You did it, bud. This area that we cleared out with the chainsaw today, I'm gonna have Adeline get on the horse, Maggie, and we're gonna walk through here just to make sure everything's comfortable. Well, we did it. We did it, Luke.
We did it.
We did it. We had a good day. We got a lot of stuff accomplished. We did the fence line, a lot of trimming of trees, just a lot of chainsaw and weed eater and mowing, just stuff that cleans up a lot of those neglected areas. And we had a good day doing it. Did you have a good day, Luke?
Yes.
All right, so we have a little bit of sunlight left. Luke and I are just gonna go take care of chicken duties. We'll talk to you soon.